Are you afraid to express yourself? Becoming an artist is more difficult than anything else in this have-not world because we are so heavily influenced away from being ourselves, from standing in our power. It isn't hard because of the roadblocks, it is hard because of our brain telling us these roadblocks are real. Our mind is projecting the belief that it is hard, and our mind proves us right every single time. We manifest a world in front of our eyes that makes that reality true. We seek out gallery representation through impossible avenues, always disappointed, giving us more and more and more evidence to stop and dedicate our lives to something more worthwhile and reasonable, like a desk job. Fear, doubt, anxiety. How will we ever make it financially if we're an artist? Those that made it, they were just lucky. They grew up with wealth. They must have had some sort of head start. It is possible for them with their power, never mine. They're lucky, I'm not. Then we aren't lucky because that is what we're believing, acting on, talking about, creating in this reality for ourselves. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I've been really just happy to be here. I don't know, I think just like it's really settled in that I'm a YouTuber. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking around day in and day out, week after week. I'm here and it just feels good to like say that, know that, and be that. Prepare for my show, get ready for my show, and go to my show. I just wanted to also address nerves. My nervous system has always been something that I've struggled with because I'm just a nervous Nancy. I'm nervous pretty often. Nervousness is something that I am very familiar with, but I kind of want to show you guys the strategies that I use to mute the nerves, forget about them, let go of them, if you will. And what better time to do that than when I have an art show. As an introverted, sensitive artist human, I tend to be very anxious when I go to shows, when I'm at the shows and before I go. Like it's not the kind of thing where like I'm nervous and then when I get there it's not as bad. It's nervous the whole way through. I think I have a pretty good grasp on what it is that I'm scared of and like all the things. Let's get over it together. Let's get over being a nervous wreck together. And then yesterday I also dropped off the paintings that I'm going to be having in the show, but you're just going to have to wait and see. That'll be a little surprise for the end. I actually put like some of my old paintings in it because I'm just like, I don't want to show my new ones yet. I recognize that I'm not ready to show my new ones. So I was like, you know what? I need to honor myself, honor what I'm ready for, and just show people the things I did before, the things I've kind of moved on from, the things I feel comfortable selling, the things I would be open to selling wholeheartedly. I guess my dilemma was the people that come in won't really understand what it is that I'm doing currently, but if I'm not ready to show it, I'm not ready to show it, so I have to honor that and just like do what I'm comfortable with and kind of just see what happens. Like not put so much pressure on it, not like be such a nervous wreck about it, you know? And I printed out a lot of prints for it because I want to sell like the prints that I have on my website, linked below. I need to get like those plastic sleeves that people put their prints in to just like protect them. And then I'm also gonna get like a crate of some sort to carry them and store them in, like shelve them. Put some cute pink felt in it and maybe like label them prints, you know, $18, you get the gist. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Michael's / Hobby Lobby because the art supply stores in town for me are way too far and I don't have time. So I am going to Michael's and Hobby Lobby. And on the way, I'm dropping off an order that I got. Thank you, Courtney. Oh my gosh, it made me so happy. She got a couple prints. I'm wearing this skirt that looks like this. And I'm gonna be wearing my like light yellow dunks. I just stopped by and dropped off an order. Thank you, Courtney. Whenever I drop off prints, I seriously, like my mood is so happy and so grateful, and so everything is greener, everything is bluer, life is good, because I just imagine someone having my print in their house, and like it just feels like this is all worth it, you know? Like it just feels like I'm doing something, and it makes me feel just so warm inside. So yes, thank you, Courtney. We try to do something for ourselves, invest in the life we truly desire in our heart of hearts, but yet we keep resisting it in the same breath. We make steps to become an artist that are also resisting our progress. We found artist friends to build our circle of creative people to build a creative life, but yet all these people doubt themselves too, maybe even more than we do. Other people are always influencing us so much when we live in our minds, when we are susceptible to other people, their opinions, thoughts, worries, words, and we're left with a constant doubt in ourselves. So I went to Hobby Lobby, right? Forgot my wallet. They don't take Apple Pay. I screeched. I was seriously so upset. It would have taken me like 2 hours to go all the way home and all the way back and then all the way home again. I just didn't have that amount of time, and I didn't have that amount of energy, so I was quite literally about to give up. And then I go to Michael's, even though I knew they didn't have what I needed, but I needed to get the cart. I ended up getting this there with a little bit of felt to go to on the bottom, as I had planned. But I was circling Michael's. I asked the same person twice, do you have art packs? And she was like, no. But I still circled that store like 3 times, and then I heard a familiar laugh. Someone I know, Robin Venter, an artist friend of mine that goes to that Creatives Collective. There's a Creatives Collective in Long Beach called Creatives Collective Long Beach that I go to, and the person who runs that collective, I just ran into Robin there, and then they let me take their debit card all the way to Hobby Lobby and go get what I needed. So that seriously saved my life, and I will forever be grateful to Robin for that. So I got the art bags, and now I'm gonna start packing them up. I'm having a little avocado toast first though. Our greatest strength is our sweetness, our empathy, our ability to feel for others, our kindness. But it is also our greatest weakness when we give it to the wrong people. Seeing the good in everyone is what we know best, but without recognition of where the person is in consciousness, we can end up inviting people into our homes that only want the worst for us, that are trying to keep us controlled, that box us in fear. We then destroy our own quality of being through their words, thoughts, energy, and consciousness, or of the media, or our phones. When I decided I wanted to be an artist, I was forced to leave people in a past life that I knew would influence me away from doing what I needed to do to invest in myself. People are so afraid of being themselves and doing the work they are inclined to or feel they need to do because everyone is telling them that it is scary, it's unrealistic, that they should feel terror if they go down this path. No one ever actually makes it. No one ever actually becomes an artist. They only sell courses. They're a business person, not an artist. No one actually ever does the thing. Why don't you do something that makes enough money and gives you enough time to be the artist that you want, so you don't ever have to struggle, never to suffer? Muting yourself, going through the motions, going along to get along, accomplishing the degrees to get you the job that affords you the artist lifestyle, never putting any actual work into accomplishing it from within. Imagining the power that money would give you is superior to the power you could have given to yourself by being yourself, by standing in your power that you have naturally, for it is who you are. Consistently remaining far away from the self, so distant from the truth of all that we are while we are creating, but we have fancy things and fancy clothes and a big fancy house, so people buy our work. Empty. Without all of this, you couldn't be an artist, suppressing yourself because we fear suffering when the suppression is the suffering. Less money never equates to more suffering. It is all in the mind. It is all made up. What if we bypassed all of these lessons we would learn from going through all of that and just started now? Got close to ourselves in this moment. Instead of waiting until after we have the house, the clothes, the lifestyle, wake yourself up to the truth that there will always be more stuff to get. Nothing will ever be enough to bring you to yourself. No amount of outside information. It is always just you. They dangle success in front of you like a donkey and a carrot, just within reach and never able to take a bite. That sounds just like a lot of work, and in return you get empty rewards that just make you appear happy, appear powerful, when the power is so far away you can't even feel it anymore. The doubt will never go away unless you give it up. No amount of anything will bring you there. It comes from within. Okay, next I'm just gonna put together a little QR code situation for the PayPal, my socials, and my Venmo. I went with just the link tree and I made this because I feel like when there's like a QR code of PayPal, it's just like kind of aggressive, and then it makes people like, I don't want to pay her, you know? Why would I pay her? She's forcing me to pay her. I don't know, that's just the vibes I get. So I put link tree, my link tree, and then on my link tree is the PayPal and the Venmo. But I'm just gonna print this out as a sticker and stick it to the side of my chest here. Where does all of the fear lead to? More fear. Because when we go to a place or a financial status through the fear-driven mindset because we want to be accepted, everything gets put into a world where it isn't even your manifestation or even your choice, and we're told that it's just the way it is. But no, it is not. It is only a belief system. It is only words. The power you hold within is beyond words. Okay, I guess that's it for tonight. I will see you in the morning, bright and early. I'm gonna try to have like a lively morning to get myself prepared, keep me in tune with myself so that I don't go into it like anxious. If I'm not, if I don't spend time with myself in the morning, I fear that I will get kind of just like antsy energy that will benefit no one. So yes, we shall spend the morning together, get ready together, and then go together. Yay, see you tomorrow. People are so afraid to be who they are, to stand in their power, because we're sold the idea that power exclusively means that you have to have something over someone. You have to lord it over people. That is the kind of power, though, that is manipulated to obtain. The power we have naturally doesn't take away from anyone else's. It is a standalone, powerful, all-loving and all-knowing absolute. That is why it is so beautiful, and that's why it's so beyond thoughts and words, and it is free of competition. It is so much easier to be yourself, and we live in a world that tells us it's hard, making us frightened by ourselves, by our power, since the people in control are the ones manipulating others to lord over them and control them. But that isn't real power. It is bound by time. Eventually, the other shoe will drop. Our power never falls because it is based in kindness, in love, and in uplifting others, empowering others to do the same. Yes, this is my real kitchen. No, this is not a set. I need to make myself a well-balanced meal before this, or else I'm gonna get nervous for no reason. I find that when my diet, I'm not eating enough, or I'm not eating enough whole foods, I get stressed out for no reason. So I'm making it a priority, one of the only priorities for the day, to make sure that I get a balanced, well-balanced, high vegetables, high nutrients diet, so that I go into the experience with a good attitude. Because vegetables just, there's nothing like vegetables to lighten the mood. Literally, physically, and spiritually, and mentally, and figuratively. All the ways. I love vegetables, and I just love how I don't have to Eat the flesh of an animal to survive. That's another thing. Thank you, vegetables. I'm making stuffed mushrooms with all these vegetables stuffed inside with red sauce and sunflower seeds. And yeah, it should be delicious. What are these fears, these doubts? When you pay attention to them, you know that the analyzation, the solving of the problems by thinking about them, the prevention of the fear, and going to such lengths to take substances to suppress it, it is all generating and producing more and more fear, keeping you literally boxed in by all of it. There is no way out besides recognizing who you are and all that you are capable of naturally. You are life itself, and there is no stopping you when you are standing in yourself, investing in your skills, your talents, and your craft. All of this infrastructure and government and mind control is there to suppress you because you are that powerful. You're a creator. You create the life that you want naturally when you give up the blockages like fear and stress and worry and anxiety that exist in the mind. Instead of operating from the mind, thoughts, beliefs, and fads, you know who you are and you protect yourself and this consciousness. You know what you do and don't need, and you don't have to think about it. It is simply your wisdom beyond thought. I need to walk over there now, but here's my outfit. I'm wearing this white top with buttons up, the skirt I got last week, and my tabbies. People are like little desperate minions when they live from the mind. It is honestly embarrassing, following the latest trends and celebrities, completely oblivious to the fact that these celebrities are people being paid to lie and being paid to play out characters in a story. All of the tabloids are real. These people are doing these crazy things, but it is what they are being paid to do. That is their job, to deceive and create distraction. People are raised to the top in all sorts of ways, doing all sorts of things, artists included, and while there is something really cool about that, there is also a level of loss of the self. They have to play out a certain narrative and be a puppet on a grander scale, and they are contaminated in their real lives, taken further away from their real selves. You become a part of that world, and your self is lost. This is not the only way to become successful and powerful in worldly ways. You can have all that they have by standing in your own power too. It is not one or the other. That is a lie. Be powerful or be a good person? No. You can be both if you are willing to let go of the things that are boxing you in. How are you boxed in by fear? Who is controlling you? Stop thinking before you act on your creative pursuits. Your mind will bring up every obstacle, every reason why you shouldn't. It knows you better than anyone. It knows all the mistakes you've made. It remembers all the embarrassing moments. It knows your weak points. It knows how to knock you off, how to destroy you. Recognize and realize that your mind is full of information that doesn't even have anything to do with you. It is programmed by everything you watch and see all day. It is used to control you because it's so easy to control it, especially when the person is ignorant to who they are and all of the power that they hold. When you don't listen to fear-based reality, it doesn't mean you're ignorant to what's going on. You're aware. But the most important awareness is who you are, to support yourself, build your confidence, build your courage, and give up doubt. It's the next day. It was awesome. I loved it. It was definitely nice to get myself out there. Even though I put my old pieces up like you saw, I felt just grateful for the eyes that got to see them. Even though like the feedback I got, it was valuable feedback, but I kind of just felt like it was almost like disconnected because I'm like, I've improved. So even if people liked it, whatever people resonated with and told me about, I was like, yeah, I see that, but like I've moved so far past this painting that I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so glad you like it. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, it didn't bring me the joy that it usually does when people see like my more new work and like it, but I almost kind of liked that because it gave me sort of a balance. I didn't feel so overwhelmed, exposed, if that makes sense. I did have that, I guess, security blanket of this is just my old stuff and there's less pressure to it. And it's also like no one knows me or my art enough to know that it's old work, so it may as well be new work. Like, it doesn't make a difference to the person, to the audience, I guess. I might do that going forward, just like showing my older pieces, because I'm so ready to let them go and I want to sell those. Whereas like this one and my goats and like this new one that I'm making and like my ideas going forward, and even these ones that are up here, I like them a lot and I want to keep them for my own home. You know what I mean? At least for now, until I kind of get sick of them and maybe I'm on to the next thing. I don't think I'll be ready to just transport them and have them hung up, because I get anxious that they'll get damaged. Like, I'm just too protective over them and I guess attached to them. And then in turn, when I would be at the show, it would make me like so nervous that people would be looking at it, eyes on it, and being perceived in that way, in such a vulnerable sense where like this is what I cherish and love, like right now, like these are my favorite pieces. It feels too personal, too intimate, I guess. Yesterday I sold one print to a lady named Carol. Thank you, Carol. She bought the attached print, which is also linked in my bio if you want one. And I actually used the money that I got from that to buy my own little art piece. I liked it. It was at the place called Dark Arts Emporium, so it was like the dark arts. And it's like a live painting of someone turned into a monster. And I just really like the details of it, and it kind of reminds me of something that I would do in a way. And I just really liked the person's style and the little tiny details on all of it. I love it. And yeah, this is mine now, and it's an original piece. If you want to check out more of his art, I think he does live paintings a lot in Long Beach, so if you're in Long Beach you could get your own version. I didn't even want a live painting of me. I just wanted this one. I was like, this one's so pretty. He gave it to me for the same price as the print that I sold. Yes, I love her. She's a cool monster. I love her. So yeah, I'll see you guys next week. My brother's getting married next week, so I'm gonna try my best to get a video out. I'm gonna try to like plan around my week, you know, and try. But if I don't see you, then I'll see you the next week. But love you. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. And I do have prints available if you want to get yourself one. And I would be so grateful if you did that. That would be awesome. Okay, bye. When you give your power away to anyone or anything as if what they know is superior to your own knowing, you are lost. That is when fear takes over. On the other hand, people who just do it, figure it out, and become whoever it is they want to be, and do whatever it is they want to do. Your choice.